Hello, I'd like to talk to you today about what I call in the UK the equilibrium of paedophilia and the powers that be. Now, I'm no way a paedophile, but I'd like to stress what's happened in the last 20 years to this country's powers that be, royals, government, etc. Basically, there's been a paedophile ring. I've discussed this in an earlier video, but I've decided to tell you about what these needles and injections that I've been getting on the street throughout my life have been about. Now, they come under different names, I've been told. One of them used to be called Creutzfeldt-Jakob's disease. Now, this is a very touchy subject for me to talk about, but I've decided to talk about it today because it's important, and I think you'll probably say this geezer's a nutcase, let's fucking get rid of him. But you'll understand from certain news stories that have been happening that I've been watching and using my brain, thinking, seeing the population, talking to people and noticing what's going on and what's happened to me. I've noticed a lot of good people have killed their own families of late. It's a phenomenon which kind of shocked for about a year, maybe sort of last year, but the years before and today, up to today. And I've noticed one thing: they all seem to be very good families before. All of a sudden, fucking one day they come home, knock their kids out, kill them stone dead, kill themselves as well. This is the interesting fact about the equilibrium of paedophilia. I believe these people have been tipped. Now, a tip is an injection from a Secret Service agent. Secret Service agents are there to protect the government, which is a non-threat. The equilibrium of paedophilia, which a lot of people are saying, is to bring in a certain equilibrium of paedophilia into the country. They want to make it legal, a misdemeanor, a fucking everyday occurrence, if you like. The more it happens, the more okay they'll be with their past, you see, because they've literally murdered and killed children that they've raped in satanic ways, penetrated them, mind control, etc. I've been a victim, I know all about it. Now, these injections are part satanic, part chemical, part DNA, I've worked out, and they make you very strange around children. Now, the category of Creutzfeldt-Jakob's disease used to be that you told tall stories. Now, this is a coverall in the social services. If one comes in, if they try any court action, like they say, oh, I was abused and I was in a forest and there was all Satanists and they're all like Blair Witch fucking stuff around there, all shouting at me, raping me, drugging me, and whatever. You know what goes on. Well, you wouldn't believe what goes on, most of you. A lot of kids are remembering this now. A lot of those kids are my age, or older, younger, whatever. When they come in, they get this coverall of this Creutzfeldt-Jakob's disease that keeps changing category. First it was that they told tall stories. Now, you can imagine, if once you're under a mental health system, you get no legal rights in this country. So you start talking to your psychiatrist about your problems, and they give you medication. Right, that medication generally doesn't work. Generally, medication, anyone who's on it will definitely say that it's a double-edged sword, in the fact that for some it gives a little bit of lightness to their problems. On the other hand, it keeps the problem in the background. And these drugs work on that basis, that first you feel good, 3 days later you feel fucking awful. I mean, really awful. So you keep taking them thinking, well, this is making me feel good today. And you'll get the sort of, not the high, but the normalness. And then all of a sudden you'll get the flip side, which will be the fucking real nasty shit that goes on in a mental patient's mind. Now, I talked about Cameron, Boris, David Kelly now. This guy, whatever he did, and I know what he did because I was one of his victims, he got tickets for inoculation as well. Now, the voices that I've been programmed with shitting himself about this video, but I'm going to put it out anyway. It's a prostration of myself, and I'm going to get hanged for it, but I don't care. Basically, it's man-made through devil worship and black ops experiments. It's basically, I don't know if you know anything about Satanism, but Satan can be conjured up from a box, a tin box, and you can actually take blood from him. This is a fact, okay? This is no lie. You can get curses and all sorts. Now, curses are specifics, and military experiments are what cause these things. I'm going to name a few of one of these poisons, and I'd like any ex-fucking SAS Secret Service to talk about it if they've left and they're disgusted with what's happened to the country. Some of these names might sound funny at first, but they're serious, evil personality disorders, we're going to call them. One of them's called fish and chips. That is being put in the water supply. Iron filings, devil's burden, Lucifer principle, rock and roller, demerara, emerald injection, Russian roulette, and many others. But they all do specific damage. They all damage the person from the inside. And this equilibrium of paedophilia, like I said, is flushing the country. There are people who are going mental and they don't know why. They're trying to knock their kids out, if you know what I mean. They've no clue why it's happening, because they've been got to via injection or poison or water supply. Now, this is the most heinous thing that's happening, but it's happening for one reason, because if everyone's like that and you're gradually seeing this paedophilia becoming the norm, people on TV get comedians saying, oh, I'd love a fucking kid in a school uniform and blah blah blah, and like teeny boppers dressing up in fucking bikinis and whatnot. When it gradually seeps in and people have the madness with it as well, the past misdemeanors of murder of children through Satanism will gradually creep into the country. The dissenters, which I am one of, definitely, will be assimilated as mental patients, and then will get Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease or the others. Luckily, I'm a strong guy, I can handle it, so I'm not really a problem. But I am warning the public now to be ready for this, if not ready now, that it is happening now. So make sure that if you're a stand-up person and you're getting funny thoughts in your head about kids all of a sudden, try and think back to when it fucking started, because there's like a 3-day gestation period. If you've been injected on the street or your water supply tastes funny, then one of the things you can do is buy a bottle of water and never touch the fucking stuff for pasta or anything again. Don't even boil it, boil everything, you know what I mean? If you think I'm crazy, then certainly research what I've said. Don't just take my word for it. And if you know anyone who's suffering, they will fight tooth and nail to say they haven't got it. They will go berserk at you. But notice if they've got kids and their kids are running riot, or they're not sitting with them, you're not cuddling them, they're separate entities now. Unfortunately, I've seen this happen to families, and I want it stopped. This is not British, this is not right, but people need to wake up to it pretty fucking quick. If they don't, they're going to be victims of it. That's all I've got to say. Goodbye.